What's up guys, Hey Techie here back again. Now I know Wednesday is my usual upload day, but given my last video on the IKEA HomeSmart range, I wanted to address the latest update on the IKEA lineup. Looked into it, I wanted to highlight one of the coolest aspects of the new update, which is the inclusion of setting scenes with your IKEA devices, which leads us to conclude that the much anticipated IKEA shortcut buttons seem to be right around the corner too. Back in December 2019, IKEA demonstrated these shortcut buttons exclusively to The Verge. The buttons, which are anticipated to cost about £5 to £8 each, are designed to work with the IKEA HomeSmart range, triggering a range of different scenes, routines or commands. However, due to the outbreak of the coronavirus, plans to launch these buttons seemingly went out the window and we haven't heard too much since. However, with the latest software release, IKEA seems to be gearing up for this addition to be released shortly. Well, what exactly could you use one of these shortcut buttons for? Well, one of these buttons could sit by your front door as a way to turn off all the lights and appliances in your home. Alternatively, a button could also be used to turn off all the appliances in one individual room, say your office or your bedroom for example. Now these buttons might be better suited to environments like the bedroom where you or your partner might not want to have a smart speaker, especially if they have privacy concerns about what might be overheard. And this seems to be a very real problem for the smart home market. In research published this week, researchers from Queen's University Belfast and the University of Warwick indicated that a lot of people, in fact the majority of consumers, are concerned about the likelihood of security incidents when they have smart devices in their home, especially those with microphones. For those of you who are interested, I'll leave a link down below so you can go and read the full report. In my view, whilst the concept of these buttons are quite cool, and I have no doubt that they're going to sell, and will be a welcome addition to my own smart home, for those using the IKEA HomeSmart range with Apple's HomePod, Google Home or Amazon Echo, the usefulness might be extremely limited. For example, I mentioned earlier which you could turn everything off using one of these buttons, but your digital assistant can already do that with a custom routine and by a voice command. If you've set that routine to work with a geofence around your property as I have, it will automatically turn off all of the lights and appliances anyway. I don't need another £5–8 button for that. Thanks to my HomePod Mini acting as the hub of my HomeKit smart home, I can even just ask my Apple Watch to turn off all of the lights when I'm outside the door or halfway up the street. Using the Apple Home app, I can already set my own scenes for IKEA devices, but the latest update to the IKEA app allows those who don't want to use a third-party system to do so directly. Now I'm sure that's a very welcome inclusion for those users, but I imagine customers who have been interested in buying an IKEA HomeSmart range have already been using an Apple, Google or Amazon assistant anyway, and have integrated their devices already. IKEA feels very late to the party here. The buttons will also only work for those using the TradFi gateway as well. If you're an IKEA smart home customer who just uses remote controls to turn your devices on and off, then these buttons aren't going to help you. If you want to use them, you'll have to purchase and set up a gateway and compatible steering device as well, so that might be a costly workaround. I think where this product would be most successful is for those smart home enthusiasts with guests, especially if those guests are not tech initiated. It can be quite bamboozling for visitors who are unused to smart home setup to enter into my room for example, because the conventional light switches aren't used at all. Everything is done via Siri or via the app. Now, while I haven't had any guests this month due to the current lockdowns restrictions here in Northern Ireland, in the past, many have been bewildered and amazed at the fact that I can turn the lights on and off just using my voice. Now, if you scale that up to an entire house, for those unfamiliar with this kind of technology, it might well be overwhelming. Many people still aren't used to speaking to smart speakers, and the way that you need to order commands can still be awkward at times. As a result, these shortcut buttons might be a way to bridge the gap between old and new. Of course, these buttons will also be very useful to those who can't or don't want to use a voice assistant in their home for whatever reason. Ultimately, time will tell how useful these little shortcut buttons will be. They do have some appeal, and there is certainly space for them in the market. We don't know yet if IKEA has found a way to make these buttons work with already pre-established scenes which HomeKit users have made via the Apple Home app. If it does, that might well be a game changer for these buttons. So let me know what you think. Do you think the IKEA shortcut buttons are a good idea? Will you be investing in 1, 2, 5, 10 maybe? Let me know what you think in the comments below. Before you go, if you've enjoyed this video, please don't forget to pop it a like and subscribe to my channel. I usually post every Wednesday, but if you like these little mini videos during the week, let me know and they might become a more regular thing. I've been Stephen for Hey Techie.